All right, here's an answer on how to enjoy your work. A few years ago, I read So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport. Basically, the thesis is passion is garbage. You got to follow something, a discipline, and get good at it, and then you'll enjoy your work. At the time, I didn't really make much of it. I think it was also because I wasn't really in my career, or I haven't really started there. I reread it recently, and it kind of hit me there. I think there is truth in that. Now, of course, it's a bit too on one side of the spectrum, and I'm always an advocate for saying that the answer is usually in the middle. So it's not like just never follow your passion or only follow your passion. It's probably in the middle. Last week, I was developing essentially a platform as a prototype for learning, as a learning management system. Now, I can't really talk too much about it, but essentially I was developing that, and I found myself in a state of flow very often. Last week was this week of flow, essentially. I was in there, I was in the moment, I was in the zone, you might call it. Now, flow is an actual term. It's really well researched. And essentially it's when you are part of what you're doing. If you're a climber, you're part of the rock you're climbing. You feel part of that thing. And so essentially this is probably one of the answers to enjoying your work. Whether it is salaried work, whether it is self-employed work, whatever. What you're doing, your craft, is spending that time in flow. The time of flow is really defined by when it's neither too hard nor too easy. It's just stimulating and you're just a bit beyond your actual capacities and skills. This is what you should aim for. And this is, I know, what I'm going to try to aim for, because I think the goal is to find work that actually gets you into states of flow. So 2 measures that I'm going to try to apply. First one is to try to get more in those projects or tasks that stimulate flow. So it's usually something that I kind of know, but that I can push a bit further, right? So development is one of those. Writing is probably one of those as well. The second thing is I'm going to try to make those deep work / flow sessions much more sacred and not prone to distractions. I want to make sure that I am protecting those times of flow. Because if you think about it, those times of flow, even though they are considered work, they could be as enjoyable as if you were doing something like playing a sport or an instrument or whatever, something that you do for fun. So this might be one of the keys to actually turn your just work where you feel like, I don't want to do that, into enjoyable work. And I think this is something that we should all strive for. So that's it. That's going to be my 2 measures for the next few weeks. Find things that put me in a state of flow and try to do more of those and protect those times of flow. Don't let them distracted by emails or, some other distractions. Comment if you agree, if you disagree, and if you're going to try to apply those things. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.